All right, so test one, the calculator portion of the test, you'll see problems that look similar to this. And when you see like 2 pi x, that's generally an indication that you're supposed to use the calculator. Like some of you are like, well, I got the bander up there, I can do it. Look, 2 times that big number, you ain't going to do. So go to the calculator and use the calculator. Now, how do you get to the calculator? We got to go here. We're going to go to y equals. And what we're going to do is we're going to type in this piece is y1. Right? So we're going to take this piece and we're going to do y1. All right. Then we're going to do y2 is this piece. All right, so 2 separate pieces. Now, unfortunately, I cannot copy and paste that, so we got to do it together. So 2 pi x minus cube root. Now, how do I do the cube root of 37? I could do 37 raised to the 1/3 if I want to. That's cumbersome. Or we go to math. So math, option number 4 is the cube root. If you had to do the 5th root, you'd use option 5. But you'd put a 5 first, and then you would hit the x root, and that would be the 5th root. Okay? So the cube root of 37, so 2 pi x minus the cube root of 37. Then negative, again, don't use the minus sign, use the negative sign. Square root 5x plus. Now, where do you do the fractions at? Open parenthesis, 3 pi divide 7. Now, actually, in that case, you wouldn't even have to open parentheses because it would do order of operations at that point. And so it would do the multiplication first. But as a general rule, if you just get in the habit of putting the entire top in parentheses and the entire bottom in parentheses, going forward, your life will be a whole lot better. But that's how you do fractions. You just use the division sign. Now, some of you that have the TI-84, those are little special calculators. Somehow there's a fraction button somewhere under math, I think. And then what that does is it basically does the same thing that this does. Like if I hit the fraction button, it'll give you a top and then you could go down and type something in the bottom. Okay? And that's an okay way to do it as well. If you have a TI-83, yours doesn't have that little sophisticated button. All right? So you just kind of got screwed. All right? So for the TI-83, we just use parentheses to do division. All right? Now, once I press graph, I'm going to get 2 lines. And I'm going to get a point of intersection here. Now, that point of intersection becomes critical for me. I got to be able to find that. Now, second trace that says calc. Second trace that says calc. That's how we're going to find the intersection. We're going to go down to number 5. That's the intersection. And then it's going to ask us for 3 things. It's going to say first curve. We're going to press enter. It's going to say second curve. We're going to press enter. It's going to say guess. We're going to press enter. So the first 2 are just labeling which 2 graphs we want to intersect. So there's the first one. There's the second one. And when it says guess, it just means get me close to the intersection point. How close is a relative term in the world of the calculator? Everything is close on the calculator. Okay? And so the intersection point is 0.55 and 0.12. Okay? Now, here's the critical part. Here's the critical part. As I look at this, I got to figure out when this, God, I got to figure out when the left side is less than the right side, and for some people, they don't know which line's which. All right? And look, I'm not trying to be a smartass. I'm being serious. And if your parents are watching at home, I'm sorry, I just said smartass. Again. All right? Some people go like this, well, which one has a positive slope? Dryer, I don't know. I just see two lines. Well, look, this one's a negative slope and this one's a positive slope. One's going up, one's going down. Now, if you don't know that, that's okay. If you press trace and you move your cursor, guess what? You'll see a dot and it'll tell you Y1. And now you go like this. Oh, that's Y1. I wonder what this one is. Well, press down or up. Switch lines. That's Y2. Up, Y1. Up, Y2. Y1, Y2, Y1, Y2. When is Y1 below Y2? And again, I'm being dead serious. This is hard. Like for me, it's pretty easy. I've been doing it for 30 years. But for students, this is really hard. When is Y1 less than Y2? When is Y1 beneath Y2? Which side? Is that going to be the... Watch this. So y'all know about this. Y'all don't know about all this now. We're going to call this the... Oh, you son of a... Beep. We're going to call this the infinity side. Check this out. Bam. Bam. That's the infinity side. We're going to call this, so you don't know about all that. That's why I get paid the big bucks. We're going to call this the negative infinity side. When is Y1 less than Y2? Which side? Is it on this side or this side? Y1 less than Y2. It's on the negative infinity side. Do we agree? So what do we say the answer is? Once we figure out that point of intersection, to negative infinity to what? To 0.55. Yeah, you'd round to nearest hundredths place. Thousandths place is fine too. The directions will generally tell you what to round to. So you just read the directions, and if it doesn't say, then hundredths place or thousandths place is fine. What I don't want you to do is round it to like the nearest whole number. Because I'll see people, negative infinity, -1. Definitely is not -1. Okay? So we would say that this answer, if we're going to write the answer in terms of, if we're going to write the answer out, here's the way it'll look. It would be negative we would say it's negative infinity to, what did we say that was? 0.56 or 55? 0.55 to, and put a bracket on the 55. Does that make sense?